Yeah, look, go on the beat, I get to work, I put it down, I did it first. I'm an artist, not a rapper, don't confuse it. You can hear it in my music, ask anyone I'm cool with. I ain't making music just to do it, trying to get my mom a mansion, she can kick it where the pool is. But for now, we just living it day by day. Turn the speakers on and listen to daylight. Money on my mind, ambition of a hustler. My nigga Bebo with me, now they wish they wouldn't have fucked with us. Trying to get my money right, trying to get my debts up, trying to get the dopest notice go through to the show with us. Cause we getting big, I wouldn't lie to you. Soon you gon' see me doing everything you trying to do. Why? Cause I'm working harder than a lot of you. Facebook rapping ass niggas, I ain't proud of you. Devour you and your family too. Now niggas see me like damn me cool. I'm really not just living my dream. Fuck you niggas who didn't like me. It's dope gang in this bitch, ho. Fuck swag, dope gang in this bitch, ho. Fuck swag, dope, fuck swag, dope, fuck swag. Yeah.
Warrior gang. That was actually an accident. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me.
Beats made by pressure. It's about time that I step behind the mic again. I like it when I go to work and love it when I see it end. Yeah, it's about time that we made it. Got this far on our own from working hard and being patient. Waiting for
Let me see some bells in the chat. Give me some positive energy, y'all. Let's go.
And I'm zooming towards the finish line. Haters worry about yourself instead of worrying about mine. Cause when I make it, y'all gon' hate me more. I'm repping for my team cause this niggas is dope. Me and P hitting hard till we about to explode. High-minded like we faded up off of some trope. When I do it, I'ma do it like never before. And put my team up on the map and we on the road.
We on the road, right? Said the road to the top.
We on the road, y'all.
All right, yeah.
Oh yeah. We on the road to conviction, baby. Let me see some bells in the chat. Give me some positive energy, y'all. We need it.
All right, yeah. We on the road all night. I said the road to the top. Now you know. All right, yeah. Niggas think I'm falling, but I'm really on the come up. Never see my ass in winter, cause I'm waiting for the summer. And my girl is on the cover of a fashion magazine. Plus, I only hit it once and never pass it to the team. They don't need her, I don't either. I'm just chilling with my feet up. Spanish girl Lupita about to make me a fajita. Quesadilla, get your keys up. Traveling, need a visa. You can catch me at a show, telling hoes to pull a seat up. First is what I'm after. Master shit is what I rap. They say the West is coming back, so where the fuck y'all niggas at? Cause I'm here, and I ain't leaving no time soon. This little nigga got flow. No typhoon, eating only Asian pussy, nigga, no Thai food. If you don't like it, then I don't like you. And that's a motherfucking fact. Talk smack, then we might fight you. No, we will, and when we do, then it's night, dude. Peace. Yeah, we on the road, alright. I said the road to the top. You ain't know? Alright. Yeah, we on the road, alright.
Thank you for those bells, Rena. Let me see some bells. I need that energy. Yeah, we on the road to conviction, baby. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, we on the road all night. I said the road to the top. Now you know. All right. Yeah.
All right. That was my microphone check right there. Yeah. Peace, world, peace. Welcome or welcome back. I am Goddess Dawn, the warrior. That's right. Coming to you live from the West Coast, LA to be exact. Pull up and get rolled up. That's all I'm saying.
Get money.
But no, I'm so happy to be here. I'm so blessed to be here. Blessed for these breaths, a gift from the true source, the Most High, Father God, Mother Divine. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's a beautiful day. Yeah, be free. To be free. We're covering some dark, ugly stuff. Yeah, consider this a trigger warning. Also, for some of you who may be sensitive to things due to past trauma, or maybe you're empathic like I am and take on the pain of others by seeing or hearing the abuse. Just saying, don't say I didn't warn you. For those of us who have been on this journey together, it's a long time coming. Yeah. And we want all the details, all the damn tea. Yeah. Some things, are shocking and disturbing while still remaining unsurprising. And I think that's the point. It's not surprising because we've been seeing this play out for decades now. We've been down this road many a times. Same story, different victim, or in this case, victim witnesses. Government's term, not mine. We like to call them survivors. I'm waiting on a couple people. I see y'all in the chat. Let me see who's here. Woo! All right. Boom, boom. That was earlier. Thank you for stopping. Miss Della, I see you. Love Warrior. Thanks for having my back. I'm going to drop the link too shortly in just a sec. Lucky Penny, welcome back. Appreciate you being here. Scrolling. Did I say Wild Wayne? Can't forget Wild Wayne. Thomas Reese, welcome back. Thank you for coming back and engaging with us. Engaging. That's what it's all about. Hit that like button, by the way. Share this video. Comment if you're in the replay. Pause, share, D. That's right. Let's get it. We here to get it. We are here for it. J-Man, yeah. Let's go. Lots to talk about. Lots on the docket. JC, Aisha, Ms. Mocha, Chrissy Power. Yeah, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Earth Goddess. Yeah, it's the music for me too. Yeah. Information will be in the description box. Stream, download. This is actually a throwback, 2014 distribution. Yep. This is real hip hop. Let's see. Rena Slate. Yes. All right. We here for this. We are here for this. I'm still scrolling through the chat. I should be highlighting things. What am I doing? Okay. You hear and you can hear. I love that. Yeah. Okay. All right, y'all. Let me thank you for the bells. I need those bells. The bells are very significant. You know what I'm saying? They break up stagnant energy, get your vibration up. It also calls on the angels, baby. So don't be mad at the bells, please. All right. Kendra A, yes. Welcome back. All righty, right. Let's see. Yeah. Sis Blue? Yes. I almost missed you. Let's get it. All right. Woo. So Love Warrior, she wanted to hear the battle song. I think we should get into this. So let me get the link. Because it takes y'all like a whole hour to get up in here. Bunch of grandmas. I could talk about you while you not here yet. Bonnie Jones. Yeah, welcome. I'm new. I have daughters, granddaughter. He needs to rot, no sympathy. That's right. You in the right place, Bonnie Jones. You speak in our language. All right. The link has been dropped. Yeah. I was asking for that warrior energy because we're going to need that warrior energy to take over this next hour. It's only day 5 of a trial, expected to last 4 to 6 weeks. 50 plus witnesses are set to testify for the prosecution alone. Yeah, and the defense, of course, has their witnesses too. We have a long road ahead of us, y'all, but not as long as R. Kelly does in that prison cell.
Oh my God.
Let's say in that prison cell, long road ahead of you.
Oh my God.
You know, imagine time must be really slow in there. But yeah, we are hearing again. Jane Doe number 5, aka Zell, had a full day of testimony and is resuming tomorrow morning. So, you know, we got to let's give her some purple hearts in the chat. That's that war hero energy. Let's give Zell, Jane Doe number 5, some purple hearts in the chat, please. Let's do that. And you know what? While we're doing that, I will play the battle song after all, because you know what? It's that time.
We the dopest, dopest. 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 Bitches, we got 'em. Niggas, we riding, blowing shit up. Osama bin Laden, making big plans, big things. We plotting, yeah, taking over the game. Weak niggas, we stopping. Now I can make a name full of fame, roll around and pay for the other things that makes the fame. All the fakes and haters, I know they see me throw the deuces, then I see them later. Everybody asking questions like, what's up with Frazier? On that new shit, I got some new chicks. I'm making new hits, man. I thought you knew this. You want the realness, fresh, I am the realest. Real nigga talking in the sick and effing ill. Skill shit, spitting, call it dope and effing dope, bitch. Y'all niggas can't wait, some they call it some rope shit. All about the fame, we'll go try some ever cold shit. Stacking dollar bills, too much money, I can't fold it.
Let's go, y'all. We got a long road ahead of us, baby. Day 5 of trial. We recapping today. Let's talk about the details. A lot went on. A lot of more disgusting, disturbing things.
One's for the money, two's for the show, three's for the dope, cause you know we about to blow. And if you don't, it's cause you niggas ain't listening. First place, so don't ever ask for my position. As king of my city, got a key to my city. Bet I beat anybody I meet to see in my city. Be in my city. If you ain't chilling with me, I'm a villain, a beast, and I be killing the beast. Cause I be murdering tracks with my snapback on. Go home, fuck your bitch and put my hat back on. I'm the man, don't make me say it again. Got a lot of niggas hating, I ain't playing with them. I'ma prove I'm the best, I'm playing my best. In the crib or the whip, and wherever I am. Never been in the Navy, but I'm a veteran, and you can compare me to them and see how much better I am.
Dopest, dopest. We the dopest.
We are the dopest. That means the best. That means we are winning. That means we are right and on top. And we are the lucky shit. That's right. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. All right. I got people in the backstage. Let me bring y'all in. Miss Della. Welcome back.
Hello.
Hello. Let's see what we're working with here. Baby Yoda. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good.
It's Tuesday, August 24th. We only Tuesday, y'all. I mean, it seemed like it should be Friday to me. All right. We got Love Warrior in the building. Yo, what's up?
What's happening?
Yeah.
Goddess, warriors, Miss
We
Della,
here.
let's go. Day 5.
Okay,
Bring the heat, Azriel.
Yeah.
And
Shout out Azriel.
thank you for
Shout
the
out Jane Doe number 5, aka Zell. We are so just in awe and inspired by your courage, putting your truth out there, the good, the bad, the ugly, or shall I say the bad, the worst, and the ugly. We are here for you. You know what I'm saying? So we are here to dissect what happened today, and for as much as we can, that is from my source, who is on the ground. I'm told she testified the entire day and is resuming testimony tomorrow. Yeah, defense has had a crack, and I believe they are, the prosecution will be able to redirect. So I don't know how long this is going to last because she had a lot to say. So anything before we get into some things?
Please.
Mark,
thank you for playing that. Thank you for playing that fire lyricist PJ Corey Long.
Yeah, shout out to him.
And yes, I am a grandma, but I'm a nice grandma.
Okay. I'm gonna leave that alone.
That how you want it.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm just getting the comments, y'all. I just like to see where y'all are at, what's happening. Yes, baby. That's right. We're bringing it tonight because, listen, we've been reporting and talking about doing tarot cards, all kind of stuff. Listen, but this right here is what it's all about, the trial. This is what's going to determine what is the outcome of all the charges and the fact that he's been 2 and some months behind bars in Chicago and now in New York. And we know he's facing the ultimate of, all kinds of charges. How many do we know how many charges he has collectively? I lost
60.
count. 60? Okay, I was going to say, yeah. I lost count at 42. Okay. Seriously. So with that said, this is important, and I'm making a real effort to come here for y'all for this and, to do this, because I feel like this is also documenting something that is historical. We've never seen anything like this before, never heard anything like this before publicly. I don't know what y'all doing in your rooms over there, but I'm just saying, you know what I mean? So I just want to make sure we cover as many bases as possible. So if you're in the chat and we're talking about something and you feel like we're off on something or whatnot, don't hesitate to ask for the link if you want to come in, or to just let us know in the chat what's happening. And your let me just say, your comment will be better seen with a super chat. Just a FYI. Yeah. So I want to get this thing started just by playing a recap, if y'all don't mind. I think we have a short news reel. Let me check what I'm doing first. Where's my news reel? Here we go. Oh, dang it! Oh, no! I'm sorry. I just clicked that X instead of dragging it. So I totally let me just give me a second, y'all. I'm gonna mute myself.
Take your time, got it.
I'm gonna mute myself.
I just wanted to speak to the chat. Thank you so much. We appreciate you so greatly. This has been a journey. You know what we stand for over here. We stand for truth. We stand for justice. We stand for victims, survivors, female, male, children. And it's just time for us to see this thing through. And I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Sending y'all much warrior love.
Okay, I'm back. All right, let me share the screen. Thank you for filling the dead air. I can't stand dead air. That's one thing about me, y'all. They know I can't stand dead air. I have a thing. I'm sorry. And for some reason, when I'm listening to someone live or whatnot, and they have a lot of dead air, it's funny because I forget I'm listening. So I'm whatever I'm doing. And then all of a sudden they're like, oh, okay, I'm back. I'm sorry about that. I was on mute. I didn't even know. I'm like, oh my God. I've been sitting here for 20 minutes. Okay. We got a short news clip here. Let me make sure you can see that. Yep.
Several women claim to have been victims of Kelly's, 3 of whom were underage at the time they alleged this happened. Yesterday, one of the alleged victims, identified as Jane Doe number 5, provided emotional and rather disturbing testimony about her alleged abuse. She took the stand again this morning to finish direct examination, and she began cross from the defense. Court TV legal correspondent Julia Janae is outside the courthouse with the latest on this high-profile trial. Julia, thank you so much for being with us today. Tell us about Jane Doe number 5. I know she returned to the stand this morning. What were the highlights, rather, of her testimony so far?
Some of the highlights when she was still under direct examination this morning, which she detailed just what it was like living in the home for 4 years, or living with R. Kelly, rather. There were several homes and hotels that she stayed in as his live-in girlfriend, but it was really interesting to me and stood out that she really was with him until 2019, until all of the allegations in that Lifetime docuseries Surviving R. Kelly aired. She actually watched them and said Kelly sat her down with another one of the live-in girlfriends and told them it was all allegations, that they were going to work to get a cease and desist. So they were living in a situation that was now being shown to the world about demeaning conditions that they were living in. But ultimately, it wasn't until October of 2019 before she started cooperating with prosecutors.
And, you know, there were so many bits and parts of that testimony that I found very disturbing to listen to. And, Julia, I understand that our cameras were there and watching. And part of what I want to know is talking about the nephew, because the defendant said with nephew that it was somebody he'd been grooming and then forced her to do acts with. Did I get that right?
You got it right. We don't think there's any kind of an actual familial relationship. But that was a hard part for Jane Doe number 5 on the stand, when she talked about being forced to have sex with another man. So she's in this relationship with Kelly, but there came a point during the testimony, or during their relationship rather, that he not only instructed her to have sex with other women, but also with this nephew. So there were other things in that testimony. It's been over the course of 2 days as far as what we know that was said in court. And she talked about these different rules that he had for her, the things that she had to do. I think we can take a look at some of that testimony that has been part of Jane Doe number 5. But basically, she says that he taught her to do these things. She wrote these words down to remind herself his rules. Trust Daddy, meaning Kelly, and do whatever he says with no rebuttal, disrespect, or rebellion. Remember how I acted in the beginning, bubbly, like a child, pure, with no negative intentions. And remember to stay true to who I am, humble, happy, innocent, and beautiful to Daddy, reminding him of his mother and child. We heard a lot of testimony like that from this particular witness on the stand, detailing how the defendant wanted her to act, think, and be. And over the course of 4 years, she says that is what she efforted to do throughout.
And that is part of what the sex trafficking is about, and the vulnerability and the manipulation. And there were some other things that he or she testified to. And one of the things I'd love to focus on with you, Julia, is the fact that he was demeaning, and perhaps also told her that she was worthless. Talk to us about some of that testimony that's been presented by Jane Doe number 5.
Judge Ashley, this was such tough testimony to hear, because she said as part of the process of being a live-in girlfriend, she claims that the defendant would make her record videos where she said demeaning things about herself, where she said that she was worthless, that no one loved her, even saying things that she now says is untrue about her father molesting her. But the prosecution's claim in this is that he was using that to keep her in this position of servitude, where she's hearing these negative things about herself coming out of her own mouth, and he would play back those videos for his girlfriends, play back for her. And she said the other women who lived in the house with her or lived in the various places, they were all part of a family. And I use the word family because in cross-examination, that is what Deborah O'Canic is really bringing up to try and discredit this Jane Doe. He's saying that they operated like a family. They went to the movies together, that R. Kelly gave them $10,000 for Christmas to buy each other gifts. So he's trying to push the position that the defense has, that this was all consensual. These were beautiful. If They may have been unconventional, but they were relationships nonetheless.
Right. And I know, too, there was testimony that R. Kelly would say, based on her testimony, that, oh, yes, I gave the parents bricks, which I understand are narcotics, in exchange for you. And so, again, some of that manipulation about, yeah, you're worthless, nobody wanted you, but look at me, here, I've rescued you. And I know there's been a lot of that testimony today from Jane Doe 5, and that it is hard to listen to.
Did I hear that right? Is that the angle they're going for?
Unbelievable.
A family? That's so easily associated to a cult, in my opinion. That was not, to me, a smart route. Thoughts?
Yeah, it's what you just said, the analogy of a cult to a family just kind of just hit me, because basically, you've groomed these girls, you have estranged them from their family, the horrible behaviors and rules, his rules, another sign of a cult, right? And now, I can't even mention the horrible sexual things, the herpes. It's just mind-boggling that they're trying to defend and portray him as a victim here. Yeah.
He's no victim. That's not a family. And I think I wrote that. It was a house of horrors. If you call yourself having a family, why should somebody have to have all these rules? He was a lunatic. He was crazy. And he sucked them right down in the dark world right along with him. Horrible. Like Miss P said, it's absolutely horrible. I don't even understand how in the world they made it there, or she made it there for that long. Beatings and all this other stuff, all the stuff that they had to endure is horrible.
And the depravity of him, it got worse and worse and worse. It's like I can't even speak on it.
So many victims and survivors, are being inspired by this testimony, as horrific as it is. I mean, this is her truth. You know what I'm saying? So imagine, we can't stand hearing it, but imagine living that. So to just know that her doing this is going to affect, in a good way, I think, inspire people to speak up and out and stand up for themselves. The testimony is damning to him, I think. It's consistent with the previous Jane Doe and all the other, evidences that have come into play with his behavior patterns. So, domestic violence, child abuse, it's happening daily and on a wide scale. And the only way I think we can kind of the only way of change I think is going to happen is for the victims to stand up and speak their truth. Self-love, self-worth, those things are major when it comes to being victimized. It can be life or death. So you got to look at some people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Go ahead, though. I'm sorry.
No, I say I agree. You're right.
Mm-hmm. I was talking to Love Warrior also. I had cut her off.
No. I was just going back to how he told Azriel that he bought her for 2 bricks. The worthlessness that he tried to make, I'm your family now. Your parents who have loved you, have raised you, have been building you, trying to have your own musical career, sold you for 2 bricks. That it was the constant mental beatdown of love me, I'm here, do this, do that, and then monitoring and not allowing the contact, over time. That's how the brainwashing, and the Stockholm syndrome, is how that all came about. And those that are talking about that they're winning on the other side because she got endured cross-examination, shame on you.
Absolutely. Listen, I want to shout out people here in the chat while we're here because we're about to be on one. I'm about to be on one. Shout out to Good Day, welcome. Damon Clark, absolutely welcome. And Stand Up for Big Victims, absolutely. Mellow Yellow, welcome. Thank you all for coming in and hanging with us. We're talking about day 5 of R. Kelly's Rico trial in the Eastern District of New York in Brooklyn. And we are getting into as many details as we can today about day 5 of trial. As I mentioned, Jane Doe number 5, aka Zell, testified yesterday and resumed testimony today and will resume testimony tomorrow. So if you were here earlier in this stream, shout out. We're shouting out Zell, giving her energy because it's I'm sure this can be a lot, draining, triggering, stressful, everything. But at the same time, I hope that she gets the empowerment, from it also. That is where the strength is, where you can also pour it out into the world with your truth. So with that being said, I feel like she's on the right path when it comes to that. She's doing the right thing. And she's, like I said yesterday, putting her foot on the gas all the way to the floor, all the way. Okay. She ain't holding nothing back. So you got to really admire that. So I want to share a couple of things before we do get into the details. Because, I have some people here, some benefactors and some collaborators, and they be asking me for stuff, y'all. If I don't give them something, you guys don't even know this, what I go through after these lives, child. So let's, what's the next thing here?
So hold on for a second. Can you drop the link, please?
Okay, yeah.
I try to put it in the chat, but I got ignored,
Shit. Sorry.
You're absolutely right. Good Day. Family members are not supposed to sleep with each other. Exactly.
Right.
Wow, that's true. That's incestuous.
Okay, I dropped the link. Joanne Reynolds, welcome. Yes, we are for victims, definitely. Everyone needs that extra support. Dealing with this type of trauma is not necessarily an everyday as far as what we know. Because to be honest, we don't know what people are dealing with behind closed doors. So it's, why it's very important to be a source of strength and support as opposed to, someone who's tearing someone down, who's going through something, whether you doubt is true or not. Always give a victim the benefit of the doubt until proven otherwise, because it is easy, in my opinion, to prove a lying rape accuser or R-word accuser. The proof is when there's proof, that's where you gotta drop the support for that in my that predator or that R-word ish. Beautiful Spirit, welcome. Yes.
Hey, beautiful spirit.
I know I'm late, but I'm here.
We ain't surprised or shocked.
Hello.
Hello.
Because you here. So you know what I'm saying? So what's up? So what do you think? I'm about to get into a couple of little video clips. Do you have anything beforehand you wanted to touch on based on what we've said?
That we're gonna try our best to use nicknames for all the survivors.
Yes,
definitely. I even heard the news people said the same thing, and especially for Miss Zell, that she would prefer. So that explains why he blurred her face out.
Right.
And
I'm
everything.
doing my best to try to remember that. I slipped a couple times, but not
okay.
ill intended.
Yeah, I know. Also, welcome everybody. Thanks for joining us. I just want to say this before you start the clip. I'm not gonna go back and forth with this. Okay, I know not all the supporters are rude and disrespectful, so I'm not referring to you adults that know how to be an adult and respect everybody else's opinion. You guys are welcome over here, all the respectful ones. But the other ones that's disrespectful, they leave the rude comments to God is Don, me, Miss Della, and anybody else that's not a supporter. I'm not gonna go back and forth with y'all. And those are the ones that I refer to as a P-High maggot member because it's ridiculous. Nobody forces you guys to type in God is Down Speaks name on your phone, your laptop, whatever you use it, and then go and view her live videos and then get the replay and then go in the comment section. Nobody has the AKA AR-15 up against your head saying you better go look at God is Down Speaking. You better go in there and leave those comments. Nobody does that. We don't go type none of you guys leaders' names in. We don't go view y'all stuff. We don't go and do none of the harassment. This is why this man is being accused. And then y'all incriminate him. Well, R. Kelly emailed me last night and told us to do this. R. Kelly said for us to show up and do this. But the disrespect is unnecessary. I know it's nothing we can say or do. Y'all gonna feel the way y'all feel. You entitled to feel that. But the harassment and the name calling and the disrespect is totally unnecessary. Y'all can keep that to yourself. And that's all I had to say. Love, positive energy, even to y'all. Hopefully one day y'all can wash all that piss off y'all.
Oh, well, no shit. It's like,
but I'm not saying everybody that's a supporter of him is like that because we have had some supporters that has been respectful and just been listening and they look at it all the way around. I'm not talking to those the supporters. To me, those are real adult people. But
and
the
let
ones
me jump
that's
on that real
rude.
quick. Let me jump on that because I was going to say absolutely that there is a difference between supporter, super fan, P-Hive. It's like levels. Understand? Levels to it. So if you're a supporter, fan, if you want to call yourself, you're welcome over here to voice your opinion, as long as you're respectful. When it comes to super fans and the P-Hivers, those, if you can maintain yourself and if you want to speak your piece, then it's all good. But other than that, don't come with the bullshit because you will absolutely join the block party, and it ain't fun over there. All right, welcome, Mocha Duchess. All right. So let's get into this thing now. We got a lot to get into, y'all. We do. Now, if I can just get it together. Here we go. Yep. Check it out.
I am handcuffed like a lot of you motherfuckers. I'm handcuffed by my destiny. It's too late. They should have did this shit 30 years ago. It's too late. The music has been injected into the world. Okay? I hired my motherfucking self. I want to propose a toast to all the strong motherfuckers in here right now. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Motherfuckers like you is why I still continue to do what I do.
I want to just make a note. These people, where they at? How many of these people are going to be testifying, you think, for the prosecution?
Exactly, because allegedly when he made that grant speech was when he found out that he was being looked into by the feds and he had that meeting with his lawyers and all that telling them the game plan. They said it was over 2 hours. Allegedly. That's when So he rounded his handlers and them up and his attorneys.
Called his enterprise to the back cave, honey.
And I remember what I read that ad in black and white, but allegedly that's when he did this.
Not surprising.
All that means.
Miss Della. Miss Della.
Rest easy that we no longer have to be on defense.
All right, Miss Della, there you go.
My
Miss Della.
Video. Yes, dear.
What is an enabler? Does anybody know what that definition is?
An enabler is somebody that is allowing this to occur. looking the other way.
It's
Exactly.
it's also contributing like as
Yes,
if
contributing.
somebody
Yes,
has, yeah, it's also like if you have a family, if you have some family member that has a drug addiction or alcohol addiction, and they give them the money, they're enabling them,
exactly. To go
they're
along with
contributing.
it.
Yeah, because they don't want to make them upset. They kind of like, well, they're at home, they're not on the street, so it's kind of
I'll
okay.
just keep you. You just keep feeding them. Keep feeding the
Yeah.
beast.
Yep.
So we can say that that is AKA the enterprise.
Mhm.
And then we can say AKA the Rico so that people
Mhm.
can understand how this prosecution is laying out their case domino by domino by domino. It's
Cause
about a strategic story that they
well,
are
yeah,
telling.
and with him standing up there like that, he looked like he was the leader. He looked like he was the mastermind. He
He
called
is
the
the
shot.
lead. He
Yeah,
is.
he is. So he just proved it to. I mean, he just keep proving everything that he's been accused of. He's been proven. It's we've been knew it, but he just keep looking more and more guilty. Especially the more evidence. I don't know how many more cards they have to wheel in there, but so far the ones they did wheel in there, and I know they ain't made a dent in it. The evidence is showing all facts.
Wrong is wrong. I don't care who you are. That's right, Quack.
Yes,
That's what I'm
yes.
talking about. I don't care who you are. That's the whole thing.
Yeah,
There's different. There's obviously people who feel differently, and they give allowances to people they don't even know, never met, or if they did meet them, it was an old sweaty, funky handshake and a hug, and maybe a bar or two of "Step in the Name of Love" or something to a sick relative on the phone. But with that said, it doesn't excuse what we know is happening here, what has happened. We know this stuff. It's just the fact that we're finally in the courtroom facing he's facing the accusers, the jury's there, we have all this stuff in place. And day 5, so early on, we've gotten so much every day. Just like in the YouTube world of R. Kelly, same thing, right? Every day there was some new crazy something. Probably still going on.
Oh yeah, it is. Hey, R.
Speaking
Kelly,
of which, let me
it's
just
time
say,
to
wait,
face.
wait, 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 before we, sorry, 1 second. Speaking of which, we will be revisiting Court Gate after we talk about today's court proceedings. Court Gate, if you are not aware, you'll be aware, but there were a couple of things we got into that Saturday night. We got some receipts from someone who was listening, but we on our end, um, yeah, got something wrong. We want to straighten that out because it seemed to have caused a problem over on another channel. Child drama, drama, drama. But we'll get into that. Just giving y'all a heads up. Now, what were you
Can
saying?
I say one thing,
Absolutely.
Goddess? I just want to say, R. Kelly, yeah, you're going to face your music you injected into the world for 30 years, brother man. That's what I want to say.
Sure did.
Do you? So
Peace and serenity. Yes, welcome. Lachey Inspires, welcome back. I'm sorry, what? Or welcome.
just to be honest, I actually did not expect all of this. I did. I'm actually shocked. I knew things were bad, but I did not know it was that bad.
Well, I always knew that we were only getting the tip of the iceberg when it came to the information, and especially with the evidence that's being presented. So, like I said earlier, it's shocking and disturbing, but not surprising, in my opinion. But yeah, I mean, I feel you. It's unreal, but it's real, and that's why
yeah,
we're here.
yeah, it's real life. I commend Miss Zell and all the other survivors for getting on that stand because to tell your truth, it's already the truth. You've been telling the truth, but to get on the witness stand and also for the world to see, because the world has seen enough. I mean, more than a little bit, and then to really know even more detail, that takes a lot of bravery and courage. So I commend all of them for hanging in there, not giving up, and keeping their strength and actually showing up and finish this thing out. Make sure that this monster don't get to strike again. Because he believe, I think his little brain cells that he do have left is
Right.
still trying to figure out how can he strike again.
Exactly. So I think Sarah's answering the enabler question, assisting with the crime and turning a blind eye.
Yes.
Uh-huh. That's what it is.
Thank you, Sarah.
Yeah. Somebody's paying attention. Yeah, those bodyguards, Bubba, etc., need to be prosecuted for child kidnapping. Absolutely. And I want to mention, I may have mentioned this, but there's another YouTuber, Dana J, who at one, I think day 2 said Bubba testified and kept saying it. I'm like, no, he hadn't. And I confirmed with someone who was there, and they said no. So I don't know what that was about. It was the day the runner testified, but I know Peace and Serenity. The other side, yeah, she made some point. They're like so delusional. I can't even watch or listen right now. It's pathetic. It's crazy. And on top of that, all the drama that's going on, the little infighting, and come on, man. But like I said, we'll get into the drama. So what I wanted to do before we get more, we're going to get into Jane Doe number 5's testimony today. But I wanted to just show some stuff to reiterate and remind the type of arrogant, narcissistic personality that we're dealing with here. So you saw the 30 years too late clip, and that's real life right there. Like Beautiful Spirit said, that's something he did allegedly after finding out about the feds looking into him. Who does that? You know, it's like he's celebrating, like, oh, finally, like he knew it was coming and he's relieved. I don't know. It's weird. But yeah, let me just get through these.
But
Michelle,
in that meeting, he said talking like he gone in the wind to Sami and the storms and stuff. That ain't got nothing to do with anything. But he says, "What do we do when we get accusations, y'all?" And they say, "Oh, we take them on. We go straight at them." And he said, "Now I don't know if he said he make a hit song or he do something, but he basically was just like he take it like a joke. Like that's the reason why. The way I took it, it explained why he didn't never countersue nobody. He laugh and he go make a record and he do even more shit when he get accused. That's the way I took it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like the I admit, right?
Yeah. He was like, we take you on to it, we laugh, and I go do something else. Like they thought they accused me of this, they ain't seen them. Yeah, that's how I took it. And that's so much arrogant and narcissistic and sick, disgusting mind frame. Like that.
Right. Lasting Impressions by Kim. Welcome back.
Yes.
We love it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and share the screen.
I'm glad that video came out on him. I'm so glad that got out.
Right. I wonder who did.
I know.
One of those things.
I want to know who was the one that did it, baby. That part is definitely.
They're gonna tell us. Yeah, I'm the one that posted that. 30 years. That was me. All right. So this is an interview with Huffington Post, a short interview, but this again showing a behavioral pattern that people want to deny is there. They want to say he's all sweet candy, cotton candy, and marshmallows and butterflies, but we know there's a different side. So let's get into that.
Absolutely your prerogative. If you ever want to leave, you can certainly leave.
Yeah,
thank you.
If the next question is something negative out of your mouth, with all due respect, that's exactly what I'm going to do.
Okay, a couple of things. One, there's going to be no negativity. I'm just asking you questions.
Well, I know the difference between a negative question and a positive one. So if I think it's negative, I'm going to walk.
I'm not going to ask you questions.
With all due respect to all of you guys here.
I won't ask you questions that are framed in a specific way, one way or another. I'm asking,
I understand this is your job.
So let's talk about your lyrics for a moment, okay? So would you say that you have a healthy relationship with sex? Sex is mentioned frequently in your lyrics. In many of the songs you talk about having sex with women, multiple women. Would you say that you have a healthy relationship with sex and that is reflected musically?
I would have to say this. I did not come here to get interrogated. I didn't come here for a deposition. You know what a deposition is?
I'm very aware of what a deposition is. I'm asking you about your music.
When
I asked about
The question is, do you know what a deposition is? And you know you do, because you've dealt
Right.
with stuff for so long. He is so.
And he always got all these layers of clothes and this leather with his stack. I just can't get over this. I mean, like, come on.
He's covering
He
himself
covering
up.
up. He covering up that piss
He's
smell.
covering himself up, psychologically covering up. Like his eyes from the glasses, the scarf, the jacket over another jacket. Like, and he's super guarded, and he has got a mad attitude.
And he's fidgety. He's probably, the blisters is popping, the
That's
crab
right.
is jumping,
Okay.
and that gonorrhea is leaking.
Fire. Okay, let's listen.
I say that this sounds sort of like a deposition.
I think it may be the accent, but no, I'm asking you specifically about your music.
I didn't even hear your accent. I only.
It's my.
I'm to your accent.
I'm
I'm only paying attention to the English that comes out of your mouth.
I'm asking you about your music
Not a
and your
deposition.
lyrics.
This is a deposition. This is not about R. Kelly. This is not about music. This is not about someone who works hard on his music, who has an album out. This is about
But you're guilty because she didn't attack you.
Disrespect. And I'm going to sit here.
Mr. Kelly, I don't believe I'm disrespecting. Ms. Kelly, I don't believe I'm disrespecting you. I asked you a very specific question about your lyrics.
Your intelligence, not mine.
I asked you a very specific question about your music and your lyrics.
Well, if you don't think you're disrespecting me, then that's just, like I say, the level of your intelligence, not mine.
Okay.
I respect it.
I'm going to ask about
I respect that you have a job.
I'm going to just go to a comment.
Do you drink?
Do I drink?
Got it. Pause, Cotton.
Okay, hold on.
You fall all over and not know it yet?
Yes.
He has no value to women.
None.
He is demeaning, disrespectful. He only values them for what is between your legs, and not women. He at all, because women are a threat. See, an intelligent woman sees him, sees all that covering. So he's very uncomfortable with that. So he attacks through the disrespect and demeaning, how he just was pointing out her accent and all that. I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, it's all good. I mean, he's being an asshole. He came in hot. I don't know if they had a previous, situation or, something going on, but maybe she turned him down, I'm thinking, and didn't, he probably knowing him, he want to meet somebody in the bathroom. That's his thing.
Yeah, he irritated because whatever burning sensation didn't go through. But he had no business talking to her, disrespecting her like that. She didn't say nothing out of line for him to go in on her the way he did. And that just brought light to his old stinking self, wiggly ass. And he stood up there talking all that mess. But he wasn't running around and, I can't read and write. My family took advantage of me. You know what?
Look at that. Look, beautiful spirit. Look at that big old size 12 that he beat Zell with.
Yeah.
She's 4'11", 90 pounds.
That's a van. That Air Force One hit different. Yeah. Just saying.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
that's right.
So, okay, let's. Yeah, he's hella disrespectful, hella ignorant. Coming in this is a professional setting. First of all, Huffington Post Live. This woman she's holding back. Honestly, she's really.
He better hope she don't call her culture on his ass. That's what he should have been hoping. All right, went back and
got to trudge through the mud to get an interview with this fool. She shouldn't have to deal with this at her workplace.
Exactly.
I don't understand the line of questioning, but no.
Exactly. But
and what business is of yours if she drinks or not? And I guess he's trying to make a point, but does he realize he's there for her to interview him? He's what did he call himself? An icon?
He's testing her, and then he wants her to praise him. That goes back to what the victim said. Want you to give him praise and kiss his ass.
And you know what, too? It reminds me of the testimony, I think yesterday, when Zell said that, when he found out about her age, he slapped her. And then he then found her in the park. Like, he treated her like shit, and then he went back and was like, we can work this out. It's like that whole grooming thing. So I feel like, is he doing this to her in hopes that after the fact she's going to come and apologize after behind the scenes and let me make it up to you? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I just...
And you know, Miss Martinez said the same thing, how she was walking and he pulled up, followed her, and wanted to call out her name, and then he said, oh, I got a puppy for you, you know, just leave with me. And she was like, that was the day she stood up to him. She was with her best friend. He did the same thing.
Manipulation. Okay, let's go.
It ain't positive, is it? It has nothing to do with your job, does it?
But I'm asking you specifically about your music and lyrics. That has very much about your job,
my personal life,
which has started with all due respect. Actually, no, this is a great point. No, your personal life has started to interfere with the way that people consume your lyrics.
Right.
I sent you some messages there about that.
You're here to get ratings, and I understand it. I respect that.
No, sir,
I'm getting them off me.
I'm not interrogating you.
About something positive.
Let's bring in one.
I'm in New York. I'm having a great time. I'm finna go visit some friends. I'm finna do some more business.
Yeah, he gonna go visit some friends and do some more business because he know he up to no good. He gonna meet up with his enterprise so he can get back to his enterprising and his Rico behaviors. This right here is just a testament to. I hope they have a montage of these clips because there's some stuff out there.
I know he was thinking. I took everything in there to say, how you gonna come at me disrespectful? You up here funky and stuff, and I gotta keep a poker face. If you don't,
I wonder what's in that cup of his.
To have a great time. I didn't come here for you to spoil that.
You're here to promote your album.
One more question.
I have one more question.
Yeah.
There he is with those rules, child. You got one more question.
What do you say to the multiple fans, the many fans who are watching and listening that say there have been multiple accusations?
Here he is manipulating that question. He knows good and well she is not finished. He knows where she's heading. He does not want to take that ride. That's what this is.
Against you, against young women in Chicago. And they are concerned about your past and that's impacting them from purchasing your success.
It doesn't matter who they are. If they hate me, they love me, they want to destroy me, whatever. I love them all. And I love you too.
You don't need to give me any of your love, sir.
That's right, girl.
You don't need to give me your love. I just wanted to ask the question. What do you say to the fans, your fans who don't want to buy your music?
I'm not going to allow you to do that, but I love you. I love.
Okay, I have a video question for you from a fan.
No video questions for me because this interview is over.
Okay, well, Mr. K, thank you very much for coming to our first. I'm not answering my questions, but thank you for being here.
You're so beautiful. You don't have to comment on. He just couldn't help himself. He just couldn't help himself.
My appearance, sir.
Right. She's like, you don't need to be commenting on that. Wow. What do you call him, Bistella? Filth bomb?
Yeah, we got a couple of lovelies in the chat, by the way.
I'm sure we do. I'm expecting them.
Miss Chrissy.
Y'all want? Should I drop the link, or does somebody want to?
Miss Chrissy in Kenya, would you like to join us? Because I'm tired of hearing free R. Kelly. Why should he be free? He is free. So come on, come on and join us. We're gonna drop the link. Come on and join us and explain to us why he free, why we should free him. He is free. He's free.
He is?
Yeah, he free.
He free to roam in the tier cell block D.
In his 6x9.
Yeah, so come on, Kenya. Come on out. Don't time her out. Come on and join. We're gonna give you a chance. We're gonna give you the opportunity to jump on in. If you can't,
she's in the UK too.
Respectful.
Chris UK, all the way from the UK to support this.
Oh, I think I know who this is.
Oh yeah.
Wait
a minute, Kenya. I didn't know you supported him. Didn't you have something good to say earlier? I could have sworn I highlighted something. Wow. That's crazy. It's all good.
That was a different Kenya. Goddess. That was a different Kenya.
I could have sworn it said Wills. Okay, whatever.
No, it was a Kenya A.
No. I'm not getting Kenya A confused. Please don't. Please.
Okay.
Please don't do that.
I'm sorry.
Thank you. Okay, so I'm just in the chat real quick. So, you know, the reason, I think there's a reason he wanted to get out of that interview so fast, honestly.
Because he knew that all her questions was true, and he didn't want to answer them. That's why. And
yeah,
I dare you talk to me like that, woman.
That's probably it, but this could be it. Yeah, you gotta get rid of them damn tapes.
I done choked on my water. Oh my God, that was too funny.
I ain't getting rid of them tapes. I gotta go. I got things to do.
That just could be it.
I'm busy. Oh my God. So, as I've said a million times tonight, today was day 5 of R. Kelly's Rico trial. Yes, so, you know, so far we've heard from a couple of Jane Does. Let me see if I have any pics up here. You know, we had a couple of Jane Does. Jane Doe, Jerhonda, they did say her name. So we had the tour manager. I'll put him here since let me take the comment down so you can see his little peanut head down at the bottom. Yeah, he was in the middle of this by having a hand in bribing the county clerk to administer that, you know, the license and stuff.
She does not look happy in that picture
at all.
With his Mickey Mouse wearing.
And you know that you got some people complain, oh my God, they wasn't married. They wasn't married at all. That marriage certificate is fake. It's fake. What did that have to do with the marriage certificate being said? He still slept with a 15-year-old and probably younger than that. So you worried about a marriage certificate, not worried about that man violating that child.
Yeah, you focusing on the wrong thing, bro. That's what you worried about. We all know what took place. And that's why this is happening. Shout out to the evidence. I don't have the energy to go over Twitter for the video, but yeah. Rolling that evidence train, baby. And let's see, who else? So we, like I said, we heard from Jane Doe Jerhonda, the tour manager. Who else?
That guy.
The runner, Anthony Navarro.
And what's a runner? What is a runner and what's a handler?
So Anthony Navarro was a trained audio engineer, but instead of having him engineer, or in addition to, he was chauffeuring girls and, you know, back and forth to and from, even state to state or city to city or whatever, far. He fetched food. He kept watch, meaning if they had to leave or, you know, he's the one who had to contact Mr. Kelly, I think that's what it was, in quotes, air quotes, to be, you know, let him know that so-and-so wants to leave or have something to eat or use the bathroom. So he's in, you know, they call that the enterprise member. And we also, who else did we have? We had a lockdown. Again, we'll get into that. We'll get into the court gate later. I'm trying to look for the picture of. Yeah, so we had Dr. McGrath, who looks like is now going to be investigated for his practices. And yeah, some things came out actually a little bit more too about this relationship with this doctor. So as it was said in court testimony, he knew the doctor for 25 years, and they weren't just doctor-patient, they were quote unquote friends. And he didn't even pay the man. He paid him in concert tickets and flights and music and concerts and listening parties. So to find out, there's another relation, which I had a picture of the tweet. But Jim DeRogatis, who we should know, he wrote the book on R. Kelly, literally. He tweeted that he, you know, I think he's writing an article, but he's basically saying there was a connection between the doctor and the the deputy mayor, I think is the title, an alderman in Chicago who's been a long time alderman, like 30 years. That's the doctor's brother-in-law.
Oh.
You have to know that if the brother-in-law, if the doctor was referred to R. Kelly by Daryl McDavid, his co-defendant in Illinois, his ex-business manager, then Daryl McDavid probably also knew this alderman who is a city official. And when Demetrius Smith testified, if you recall, he stated that Daryl McDavid was the one behind the scenes making the arrangements for the wedding to happen. So
yeah,
my opinion is Daryl McDavid also rang up this alderman and got help in that arena to make sure they got what they want. He probably said, "Oh yeah, just I'll have somebody just make sure you give them something." You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
doesn't surprise me at all if that were be the case. Y'all take over for a second. I'm gonna try to pull this thing real quick.
Yeah, Dr. McGrath, Dr. McGrath also was a teacher on staff at Northwestern there in Chicago, and they're already investigating him, which we talked about on the live, for his license and because of the payments received. And as a teacher, being that he's a certified doctor, he would get an adjunct, salary. That's a nice little salary to teach a couple of night classes, and since he is going to be violated for practicing and receiving goods and services instead of payment, he's probably going to lose his teaching license. And it's a nice little gig for him and take his wife on paid vacations instead of R. Kelly concerts. So R. Kelly has really messed this man's life up. And part of the problem is Dr. McGrath didn't, like we were talking about, didn't probably had to treat him differently, like not have things in the file and all that we were talking about, like you were talking about, Beautiful Spirit, trying to protect the celebrity and who he was.
But Dr. McGrath should have known better.
Yeah, he ruined his own life because let me tell you, I was wondering, this is how deep this goes in anybody in the medical field, especially as a medical assistant. Whether you do a house call for wealthy people or not, you supposed to show when you did an examination, anytime you test positive for any STD, you have to fill out that form. This is anywhere in the United States of America, and OSHA and state law and medical law. You have to show where you sent those swabs off, which is like a Q-tip. They're two big Q-tips. They have to swab that area that's infected and send it off to the lab, and the lab have to send you the results back. And then it has to show that you did a follow-up visit to make sure that it got cleared up. This is how, I don't know what he did. He got out of that without sending. I don't know if he sent samples in periodically, but if he was writing scripts like that, unlimited every week or every other week, and without showing no kind of examination, showing that this man that came to the doctor's office, or you and your assistant and the lab technician that came out to his house and examined him, and what pharmacy, I don't know why they send a red flag, because usually the state board will see how many times a prescription, whether it's birth control, it could be down to birth control, honey. Why is you writing this so often for this particular patient? And it don't matter if you're a cash pay patient or not. You have to show documentation where you have been examined and been seen. And what was the doctor's notes? What did he talk to you about? What was your blood pressure? Your basic vitals when you got seen. They have to. I don't know how he got away with that unless he made up some fake documents. But at the end of the day, when did he do those swabs and send in those swabs to get those results? Because they need to know, do he really have it? Did he have another outbreak? They got to know that. They have to see the results came back, because all their system is linked together. That's something really, and then from what we have learned with the doctor, Dr. Kelly didn't pay every time on those vacations and luxuries. He had to pay for his hotel rooms or flight tickets. After a while, he had to pay for his own way. So he just was memorized just being around a superstar. That's all he was fascinated with, just being in the presence of one. So he ruined himself.
Remember doing his testimony, R. Kelly did admit, so you think I should, I guess, wear a condom? And he said yes, but you
And he
never
know this
did.
man, yeah, and he know this man spreading this and having multiple partners, and he hanging around and became his personal homie lover friend. And he's just as wrong and guilty and gonna get locked up too. Because I don't know if anybody know it or not. I know in my city and state, Las Vegas, chlamydia and gonorrhea and like syphilis and herpes now, especially chlamydia, has become a silent spreader now. And it's just as bad as gonorrhea. But if you test positive for either one of those, and you don't, let's say you don't cooperate, you don't come back for your follow up visit, or you don't go pick up your medication, because the pharmacy will let the clinic know they didn't come pick up their meds yet. Okay, we call the patient and try to find out what's going on. Do you know they will send the police to your house out here in Vegas because they don't want you spreading that stuff. They will march you in that clinic. You're gonna get your medicine, you're gonna get treated, and you're gonna get reported. They will
You know
have
Well,
the
what, beautiful
police
spirit? You
come
know
pick
what?
you up.
Beautiful spirit, you know what? It's so really so messed up is we only know about, I believe there is 22 anonymous victims, okay,
Hmm.
for this trial, including the two males. But I just want everybody to think about how many more women or young ladies or young men have been exposed because they had sexual relations with him, after
And
a concert. Because, one of his things, part of this enterprise, was so brilliantly the prosecution did. Like, for example, on the Black Panties tour, when he would throw a black panties to the pit, the VIPs to a certain, always a young female, that is who one of the enablers would come bring the telephone into the piece of paper or a card and tell them, or give them the wristband. So R. Kelly would choose who he wanted, after every show. So this man is in city after city, countries, all this different stuff, throwing his panties or whatever, Christmas album, throwing jingle bells to whoever he wants. And you know that he has sexual relations of some sort because that's his thing. So how many have brain victim, you know, to contracting
And I don't
this?
know if people know the seriousness of herpes. They're trying to pass it off, brush it off, like, like his ass gonna say, "Oh, everybody has it." No, I ain't never had it. It ain't game. I don't know
I
what
know
that
that's
what
right.
that experience is.
Ring the
So it
bell
ain't.
on that.
But it is a big deal. Let me tell you something about why it's a big deal. The first outbreak is usually the worst, but when you go untreated, it is painful. So it's painful enough where I've seen patients have to get wheeled in a wheelchair because they didn't want to tell their mom they were sexually active, or embarrassed to tell anybody, and they didn't know what was going on, didn't want to come to the clinic, and it got worse and worse and worse. Do you know the
Yeah,
examination where they
it sterilizes young ladies when it's
but it's
untreated.
nasty, it's serious.
You will not be able to bear children if it goes
But
untreated.
it's very painful. And the examination, when they do the examination to test you, even though they died to the doctor, go, no, take one look. Oh, yes, this is exactly what this is. And it could be so dominant that it could cover up other STDs that's not going to even show up on the test until they get that part clear. They have to take these big Q-tips and rub the infected open site, like, which is the busted blisters, and rub it aggressively, like very, because they have to get down. It's like an open sore, like a open ulcer or something. And they have to take that Q-tip and dig all in there and rub it, and on top of the pain that you're already having. And they have to do this multiple times, two, three, four, maybe up to six swabs. They have to do this. And then women be crying. They be
I
screaming.
want to, beautiful spirit. I want to reference Sister Bella Blue. She says they call herpes the gift. Lord have mercy, the gift that keeps on giving. All right. Mm-mm-mm.
what is that?
She was
That's
referencing herpes.
that's
Herpes.
herpes. That's
Oh
what it
my
looks
God.
before they pop open, and then they will bleed, they have discharge, and then, and if you have other
Ugh.
Oh my God.
Is literally a green color.
No
I
wonder that
can't.
poor child say she couldn't barely even walk. That is
Yep.
horrible.
And
Horrible.
gonorrhea, it does have a nasty odor. It smells, and it has a green and yellowish color discharge. Like
Oh,
that's
please, please.
yeah. So you have that with also herpes, and it's worse than that. It's the one that I told you about that had it from her nose down to her rooty tooty. It get uglier, nastier than that. Like it gets it's really nasty. It'll
Yeah,
make
and
you. It's
long
like out of
term,
a
it
movie.
develops shingles too.
Can
Long
you
term.
imagine? You got to keep a straight face when you in the room with a patient, and this stuff make your stomach about to turn and flip upside down, and you got to hold your composure and keep. You don't. The patient already feeling embarrassed and want to get taken care of, and you don't even. You just like it's terrible. It's terrible.
God, is she back?
Yes, it can cause PID. Yes, it does. It
My
causes
bad.
severe
I was
PID.
just talking. I'm one of them people I talked about earlier. Okay.
Oh yes, Miss Lucky Penny. It can cause PID. That's one of the, and even gonorrhea causes PID too as well.
Okay. Well, damn. How long was I on mute? Okay.
Long
So,
enough.
oh hush, hush.
And
Let's see.
chlamydia been
So you
running
get
neck
put the
and neck
time out.
too. Yeah, with gonorrhea. That's what's been going on lately, past few
I
years.
agree, Hazel. It is too much information. God, I can't take it.
I know.
Oh,
What is
It was
I
what is
can't.
necessary.
Please,
Bernie?
It was a
So
please.
necessary, impactful moment so people can understand the gravity of this, what they call virus. These people want to downplay it. Oh, it's just a little thing on his lip. Oh, it's not a viral disease. It's not a sexually transmitted disease. It's just a little virus.
I never heard nothing about no lip. I heard sores, bumps, bruises, leather pants. Uh, the poor girl had it. The Geronda had it. The doctor examined her, but what's the girl's name? Zale. Zale couldn't barely even walk.
Can you
so,
imagine having that stuff in your mouth, in your throat, and all on your face and
right.
everything else? That's sickening.
Can we
So the
please?
impact of this virus, the doctor and whoever, if that city official helped, who was his brother-in-law, who was also probably in cahoots with Daryl McDavid. Daryl McDavid was just his hands is in everything.
Oh
Um,
yeah, he just as dirty and grimy as Mr. Rico.
they all need to be called to the stand and maybe be held accountable or either indicted, added to the RICO, or you come on the stand and you tell the truth about what's what, and then maybe still get some time because this is crazy. How does doctor how does a doctor examine a teenager? As a doctor, he knows what it
And
was.
then you should need parent consent when you're a minor also as well. No physician, they can't just go off of what R. Kelly said. They need that child biological parent to get to examine her. Any of them. That was another violation. Now that we
Exactly.
talk about it.
So I want to bring up Jim J. Regatta's tweet because he says, I will add, the good doctor is very well connected. His brother-in-law is Chicago's vice mayor, longtime alderman, and this is his Twitter. It says, no comment yet. Will there be repercussions for the enablers? Jim J. Regatta ain't playing. He ain't playing. He has not let go. He told me he was passing me the torch. Didn't he tell me that when we interviewed him? He said,
Yeah,
Yeah, he
I'm
did.
passing
Yeah,
the
he
torch
did.
because I'm tired. But here he is with that warrior energy.
yeah. And
He's
I salute Jim Delgadas because he did not have to. He could have left that fax in that pile of trash or whatever he called it, his junk pile, and kept it moving, and then and turned his blind eye like everybody else, like, oh, it's not my culture, it's not my child, or not my niece. I ain't got nothing to do with it. But he been
He took
hanging
his
in there
job. Yeah.
he been working with authorities for over 19 years to take this man down. And I sure commend him for that, and for not giving up on these girls. because he
Yeah.
could have gave up long time ago and said, because he could have felt like his back was against the wall.
True. I want to say again, I want to still get on this alderman because to me, I'm like the
Yeah.
vice mayor is the doctor's brother-in-law. So the doctor's wife, who I'm going to read a little bit actually from what Jim DeRogatis says. The article he stated in this tweet that he's working on is out. I believe this is what I'm going to be reading from here because he talked
It's
from
actually, is it in the New Yorker, goddess?
well, whatever it's in. I have it up. I just got to pull it up real quick.
I think it's a huge connection, and I think it's something important with this
It's
connection.
gonna get a lot of
Yeah. Here we go.
attention
Okay.
to it.
So yeah, it is a New Yorker. I'm not gonna read the whole article, but I'm just gonna read the part about some of this stuff we're talking about. Last Thursday, McGrath, Kelly's physician of 25 years, appeared in Brooklyn federal court under subpoena. And I don't think we mentioned that the doctor was kind of like same as Demetrius as far as I don't want to be here. I don't want to have to do this because as they said, they were friends up until, well, meaning still friends because he's probably still helping him with stuff and doing stuff for him. I mean, or as much as he can. But it says he was under subpoena, so he wasn't there voluntarily. I don't think any of these people are, except for Zell. Breaking doctor-patient confidentiality, it says, in order to testify. He noted that Kelly did not always heed his general health care advice. In 2011, McGrath said he recommended that Kelly undergo a comprehensive exam and get a flu shot. But Kelly, the one thing that Kelly did seem to be concerned about was sexually transmitted diseases. McGrath described seeing him for various ailments over the years, among them a suspected but untimely, unfounded case of chlamydia in 1994, a case of gonorrhea in 1995, and herpes, which McGrath diagnosed in 2000. Hold on, let me just change this pic real quick because
Wow.
damn you.
Right. And then taking his mask off like he's still some Rico Suave, and he think he can still have her under his spell. That's right, baby. You point his
Mhm.
ass out, that is him, and he did it.
Well, he was pissed at her today because they said he wouldn't even look at her. So he was
Good.
pissed. Yep.
She don't want to look at him. That's
Shut
the
up
thought.
now. He was pissed today, honey.
We'll get
Good.
into
She
all of that.
told it
Well,
all.
she did.
She
Okay,
told everything.
good, the worst. I mean, the bad, the worst, and the disgusting. Okay, one of the attorneys for the defense, Nicole Blank Becker, Tricky Nikki is what we call her, asked McGrath if he had notified Kelly's partners about the singer's sexually transmitted diseases. McGrath replied that it was not his responsibility to do so. So, Kim, did you say? Oh, sorry, Beautiful Spirit. Did you say something different? Is the doctor have, or he's supposed to record it? You said.
It's supposed to show where the patient came in. How did you come up with this diagnosis? Did you do an examination? If so, did you send the swabs off to a lab? And did he do a follow-up visit? Yes, you're supposed to counsel your patient and say you have to inform your sexual partners. Now, if you got a real good physician, your physician will offer to see your partners or partner or refer them to be seen. And they do have to note it in that medical file when the doctor does his notes and document his dictation at the end of the day of the visit, whether it's a home visit or not, he's supposed to put in that summary. He counseled and talked to the patient, and also as well that the patient does have more than one partner or multiple partners, and then also that shows up on the pharmacy end, especially whether the patient is a cash pay patient or not. It doesn't matter. I don't understand how he got away with that. He knew this man was sleeping around and he was supposed to report that. At the end of the day, he was supposed to report that. It's his due diligence. If he come in the clinic, that medical assistant is supposed to fill out that mobility form and get faxed and emailed over to the health district, whatever health district is in your city, in your county. And that's how that get reported. They follow up with the pharmacy and the doctor's office. It's all connected together, and the state and the board, the medical board. They look into that. They want to know why are you writing so many scripts, but it doesn't show documentation where you examined or seen this patient or patients, and who are they? Where are they at?
And that actually brings up a point that I thought about that actually, about the pharmacy. Because remember when he said he knew the phone number by heart because he was just dialing
Hmm.
prescriptions
And
and
he could have a good friend at the head pharmacist, which
so
at
he
the
was,
end of the day, that pharmacist should be looked at too.
well, there you have it.
The pharmacy, I hope they all think that R. Kelly was worth it to lose their license and to get locked up. I really hope they thought it was worth it, because I wouldn't be surprised if we found out that the Walgreens was at those pool parties too.
So he goes on to say in quotes, part of my job is to instruct the patient to call their sexual contacts and inform them of the diagnosis, he said. It's not my job to call the patients who he has sex with. He did say that he told Kelly to reach out to anyone who he might have infected. He also encouraged the singer to wear condoms. In quotes, I do recall him making a comment once when I educated him on safe sex, McGrath said. Then I should not put it in raw. I should put a hood on it, he said, in quoting Kelly. It goes on to say McGrath's relationship with Kelly extended beyond typical doctor-patient interactions. Although Kelly had health insurance, McGrath never charged him for visits. Instead, the doctor accepted concert tickets at least 10, perhaps 12 times, and flights to performances in cities including New York, St. Louis, Las Vegas, Los Angeles, Atlanta, and Nashville. McGrath's wife, Jean, would often accompany him to these events, and she developed a rapport with Kelly too. And to me, that says they all have the herpes. Okay. It goes on to say, I lost my place, getting too excited here. McGrath described it as a mother-like friendship. Jean is well connected to Chicago's political elite. Her brother is Tom Tooney, the restaurateur, veteran alderman of the Wrigley Field neighborhood, and vice mayor of Chicago. Well connected Chicago elite. And Daryl McDavid, there by way R. Kelly's back pockets. Yes, this is how he got away, partly with all the shit he was doing. This right here to me is key. They need to have Gene, Tooney, all of them up in here. I want to hear from all of these people.
Goddess, this can speak all the way back to the 2008 trial and how long the technicals from an octopus, those long 8 legs from the octopus, how long his technicals reached.
Tentacles. Yes, I'm doing that. So yeah, you're right. I always say R. Kelly's, tentacles reach far and wide, and they have infected. We know the likes of YouTube for sure, but it's far-reaching as far as time, 30 years back. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's all documented. It's all well documented and being documented even further with these court trial proceedings. So it's official. This is official accountability right here, and it's forced. But oh well, it happens how it happens. So let me finish this real quick. So we've established that the doctor's wife, Jean, who is close to R. Kelly like a mother, is connected to Chicago's political elite. Her own brother, is Tom Tooney, the restaurateur and veteran alderman of Wrigleyville neighborhood and vice mayor of Chicago. McGrath testified that he and his wife dined with Kelly at restaurants and attended parties that the singer hosted. The couple even went to a funeral that Kelly held for his daughter's dog. My mouth is open. I'm literally frozen. McGrath said he visited recording sessions to hear Kelly's new music and over the years made house calls at 4 different Chicago studios. In addition to the mansion that Kelly owned in the suburban neighborhood of Olympia Fields. Oh, okay. That's where the studios were. Blank Becker asked McGrath whether he ever saw any underage girls when he visited Kelly at the recording studios. Not that I recall, the doctor said. I didn't check their ages. You didn't ask them for their license, Blank Becker asked. No, McGrath said. Not your job when you go there, huh? All right, I apologize. That's how she questioned him. Oh, not your job, huh? Okay, let's move on.
That was her homie lover friend as well. I need a script too, Doc.
Right. Blue pill. Anybody got a blue pill?
Right, they probably passing them things out like Halloween trick or treat.
Okay. Damn Pez candies.
That
What?
was in the that was in the testimony today. You want a
Uh-huh.
pill? You want a pill? Yep.
We're getting there. We got details. Okay, let me finish up with McGrath, and we'll get into Zell's testimony. Her testimony today says, "What was McGrath's job exactly? He may be cooperating with the government now, but did he have a duty, either professional or ethical, to step in earlier?" Mark Kazuski, a professor of medical ethics at Loyola University in Chicago and director of the school's Nusinger Institute for Bioethics and Health Policy, he got some accolades, told me that there were probably personal issues, in quotes, for McGrath in enabling Kelly's behavior. The fact that he probably did know enough that he should have been taking some kind of action, but just found this kind of hobnobbing so alluring is one thing, he said. But when it comes down to hard and fast obligations as a physician, we don't have a lot to go on here. We want criminals to be treated like every other patient. What? Okay, I don't know. Kelly and McGrath met in 1994. They were introduced by Daryl McDavid, who was then Kelly's accountant and later became his manager, and then later after that, his co-defendant. And we're going to leave that here because that's enough on that. I just wanted to, point out the strong ties that R. Kelly, the mob boss, has or had in Chicago. People want to deny that. Oh no, he wasn't that important. Yeah, he had some definitely some people in his pocket.
Yep.
So let me see here. We got an article here about today's testimony. I'm going to pick up on the article with talking about today because it does do a big recap. I'm sure y'all have probably heard enough of this shit. Literally shit, right? Let's see. So these articles may not be the most updated because, I started preparing for this live earlier, but if you're in the chat or if you want to come in and add additional information, feel free to let us know. And hopefully somebody else has eyes in the chat because I can't see it on the screen I'm on. So just feel free to interrupt me and, let me know what's going on. So let's see. This is from the vulture.com. When her testimony resumed on Tuesday, the woman additionally accused Kelly of making her have sex with another male, referred to as nephew, because she had told Kelly that she was having conversations with the other girlfriends in violation of his rules. She also said on Monday that Kelly made her have sex with his other girlfriends and women in his circle. After chastising the woman and two other girlfriends in the master bedroom of the tour bus, allegedly hitting each of them 15 times, then striking the woman some more, Kelly said he'd think of a punishment, in quotes. In quotes, it says, he said that I would be meeting with somebody by the name of nephew. She continued. Kelly told her to go up to a room in the hotel where they were staying and, in quotes, put on something skimpy and let him know when she was ready. Quote, he mentioned nephew a few times, she recalled. He had said he had been grooming nephew since he was young. In the room, Kelly directed how the woman and nephew should engage in sexual contact. Kelly was naked and recording their interaction, she testified. Asked if she wanted to have an encounter with nephew, she said never. Prosecutors then asked, why did you? It was punishment, she said. If she hadn't, I would have probably been left somewhere for a long time. This thing goes on, but I just want to say, I think by them introducing, I don't know if she just brought up nephew or if it was asked where a question was asked to have him be introduced here, but I'm wondering if he's coming up next or soon by this introduction.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm so interested in this testimony of nephew for sure. I'm sure we all are.
Yep. There go maybe the first, or could be a John Doe.
I believe it is the John Doe or one of the John Does. I think they said John Doe number 1 was allowed to testify, not 2, but he's going to probably testify on behalf of 2 or, to his affiliation, because he said he was the one that brought John Doe 2 into the picture. So,
and the fact that she said that Kels said that he had been grooming him, like, how dare you even use the word, you predator, that is used to describe what predators do.
Right.
And he says that to, Zell, and describes it in that manner. It's disgusting.
When I read that, I was like, he said that? I mean, I literally said that out loud. So it says there were a few occasions where defendant made us be intimate, she said, of nephew. The woman also described how Kelly had allegedly used psychological manipulation to keep the girlfriends close to him. In quotes, he would say that they were basically worthless and that we did not mean anything to them, she said of Kelly's comments about the girlfriend's parents. Quote, he would basically say that they had sold us to him, given us to him. Kelly would also say of their parents that they did not care for us and that they were in a better situation. Kelly allegedly told her that an associate of his had, quote, given my parents a few bricks in exchange for me. In parentheses, the woman did not provide testimony indicating that her parents had accepted drugs in exchange for giving her Kelly. She also did not provide testimony indicating that they knew about the abuse. So this reporter is making sure to say that these things weren't clear. So it says the woman said that her parents' questions eventually led to her being prohibited from communicating with them. Eventually, I could not talk to them at all because they would want to know about my well-being, she said.
Goddess,
yes.
How do you purchase a teenager? Unbelievable.
Very unbelievable.
How do you purchase a human being? And you purchase a human being for 2 bricks, but the bottom line is you cannot, I don't care if the parents were in any way saw fame and maybe an opportunity with money bags or something. In any way, I'm not excusing it, I don't know, but he is the adult and she cannot consent. And people are, that's the bottom line. It's still, that part is still breaking the law. So, okay.
Right. It says prosecutors asked whether she knew about Surviving R. Kelly, the documentary series chronicling the many allegations against him. In quotes, he did let us know ahead of time that there was a documentary coming out about him, she replied. Kelly told his girlfriends that everything was false, in quotes, and that he had contacted his attorneys. Although the women did not speak in his defense just then, Kelly demanded to know whether they would if the time came. They said yes. He also had them practice responding to questions the media might pose to them. The woman described her appearance on TV as part of Gayle King's March 2019 interview with Kelly. She appeared with one other woman. By that time, I thought they were going to say her name. By that time, the 2 were the only live-in girlfriends who remained in the relationship with him. So by that time, all the other people obviously had a brain on a little bit of brain to say, I'm out. Or maybe he told them to leave. Maybe it was too much heat and, he could only handle 2. I don't know. But that's interesting to me.
The feds were on his ass at that time. That's what it was.
Probably felt like, I probably can't manage all of these, all these hoes at the same time with this going on.
And plus, like you had already stated, that right before that time when he settled down with those 2, all of his so-called enablers, hauled ass and left camp because they knew the heat was coming down.
Exactly. So the question was, were you truthful when you spoke to Gayle King? I was not, she said. Kelly was present during the women's sit down with King and made them aware that he was watching what they said. In quotes, he did a cough that he usually does. He was letting us know that he was in the room, she recalled. In the summer of 2019, the woman said she stopped living with Kelly for a period. Well, while we're on this part, let me show something real quick just to remind us of that.
I'm gonna answer your question.
What kind of love
father?
is that?
What kind of father? What kind of mother will sell their daughter to a man?
Who did that?
How come it was okay for me to see them until they wasn't getting no money from it? Why would you take your daughter? If I were going to take my daughter and she's 19 years old to a 49-year-old icon, whatever, celebrity, or R. Kelly concert, or whoever it is, I'm not going to put her on the stage and leave her. I'm going to take her to the concert. Their father is more into my music and know about my music than they do.
You're saying the parents handed their daughters, Azurel and Jocelyn, over to you? Is that what you're saying to us?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. He is out of his mind. So
he was careful to say 19 too. You know, he knew what he was doing.
So let me get back. Prosecutors then asked the woman whether during the course of their 5 years together, Kelly had taken any steps to help her with her music career, what he had promised when she was just 17. None, she replied. During cross-examination, Kelly's lawyer, Deborah Canick, tried to undermine the woman's claims that her involvement with Kelly had been coercive. His questions suggested that the woman's parents had motives behind letting her spend time with the singer. Canick asked whether she had gone on stage and danced at the 2015 concert where she met Kelly when she was 17. In quotes, "You eventually got on stage, is that correct?" She replied, "No." "You didn't go on stage and twerk on the speaker?" "I danced on the speaker, yes," she said. "What kind of dancing?" Canick pressed. "Did you twerk?" Can I ask if twerking is the bridge to abuse? I'm
telling you, that is the most ridiculous. If that's all they got, they need to just go ahead on and just give it all up. So you got a 17-year-old twerking, okay, at an R. Kelly concert, and
it wasn't even an R. Kelly concert. It was a general, like,
that's right. It was
concert, right? So anyway,
that's right.
Right. Go ahead.
You know what is interesting too? When she's very clear when he said, "Did you come on the stage?" She didn't go on the stage. She went on the speaker, but I'm not sure. Right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. All right. She said, "I was moving my body just like everybody else." That's right. But when you were moving your body just like everybody else, were you twerking? You were twerking, weren't you? He said, his voice growing louder. "Yes, I was," she said. So was that a point made? I don't understand. Okay, so
like she was enticing him is what he's trying to infer. Like it's her fault because her little 17-year-old, like any other 17-year-old, is twerking, and so because she was twerking and our Kelly can't help himself, that she enticed him. That's what he's trying to infer.
It says after she and Kelly started interacting, Canick said, quote, "Your parents proposed a number of business deals to Mr. Kelly, isn't that right? One included a Bluetooth dildo." "That is correct," she said. And in quotes, "The feature of this dildo was that when it was in use, it would sync to his music." She replied in the affirmative, but said Kelly did not want to endorse that idea. He told her parents to, quote, "give him a proposal." She said he did not reject it outright to their faces, but, quote, "he did confide in me later that it was not something he wanted to be involved with." So as always, not being honest, not having the courage to actually just speak up and say what it is. Always some type of game.
And that was to string. That was to continue to be able to have the access to Zelle. You know, like send me a proposal, so he can still begin that grooming process. And people can say, like, what? They did that, but they're trying to sell their business. They saw is a chance maybe to go into business to make profit. So you got to look at both sides there.
Exactly. So I'm looking at there's another article that has a couple things I guess that wasn't in that article. This is from the Insider. The title says R. Kelly said he married Aaliyah so the minor could get an abortion, according to one of his accusers. We're still talking about Zell, aka Jane Doe 5's testimony today, day 5 of R. Kelly Rico trial. Yeah, and
Yes, thank
long
God
road
is
ahead of us. So far, so good, going strong. Yeah.
God is. JC says, she makes a good point. She says, no, they are setting up to say the girls enticed him with their parents a part of it, so they could later try to blackmail / sue him like they committed a crime against him. That's a good point.
Right. Yeah, he's good for that though. Exactly, Miss Della. Everybody ain't lying, child. Showing a pattern. Exactly. Okay, Sarah. Yeah. The next thing. What were you wearing? I could tell. Yeah, exactly. That's the line of questioning it seems that he chose to go down. Yeah, exactly, Sis Bell. I want to go back. Yeah, because Gail did say everything she said in the testimony, and I think and then some, because she did that on her morning news segment. She talked about it, so it's public information. It's been out there. She's not lying. Okay. This article states. Let me make sure I don't want to be repeating stuff. So let's see. She was 15. Okay. A woman. Okay, so it's going to repeat some stuff, but it says she said that most of the questions focused on Kelly's relationship with Aaliyah, including accusations that he married her in 1994. So, this is when he said they could ask him questions.
Right.
Yeah, I'm looking for the context of that, but basically, yeah. And so she wanted to know about Aaliyah, and it says Kelly said he married Aaliyah because she was underage and needed the permission of her parents or a spouse to get an abortion. The woman testified. So here she is testifying on top of all the other testimony about Aaliyah. It says, quote, Jane, as an aspiring singer who began having sex with Kelly, moved in with him, blah, blah, blah. That's the recap. They do show the marriage certificate. Y'all don't have, I'm sure y'all have seen this, right? No? Yeah.
I want to speak on one other thing. There was
am I not getting an answer? Y'all just gonna ignore me?
Oh, yeah, we've seen the marriage certificate. I'm sorry.
Okay, thank you. Okay, go ahead.
I'm in the chat.
She's like Miss Della all in the chat.
You over there watching a damn movie. Oh, is she in the chat? Oh, okay.
She all in the chat.
So she's doing something. She lifted some type of finger. Save it. You lifted some type of finger over there in that nice cushy recliner you sitting in. I know you over there in that thing.
I'm actually doing a sit-up, and I'm actually working on my legs while I'm doing this. I care about my health.
Wow, shout out Miss Della.
One sit-up. Okay, go ahead, Love Warrior.
She's right. I did do one. I'm getting ready to do another one.
One day at a time, one sit-up at a time, baby. It's all good.
That's right. That's right. There was one other time when Mr. Devereaux Krennic said he was cross-examining her about Zell's testimony of being beaten with the shoe, right? And he said, and Zell explained that the only time, he would take her to the basketball to watch him play basketball, and Mr. Devereaux said, well, but she wasn't allowed to look at anyone. I'm sorry, I had to get my words together. She wasn't allowed to look at you. I'm sorry. Okay, so Zell said that she would go to the basketball games, and she wasn't allowed to look at anyone. She had to keep her eyes down. And when she was cross-examined, he said, well, how did you do that? And she said, I was allowed to look at his shoes. And then he said, well, what kind of shoes did he have on? And she was like, he's got over 1,000 pairs, So it was trying to zero in on little things to dispute it. But who would remember what kind of shoes, if you know, I just thought that was a crazy question.
They're grabbing at any straw they can. I mean, they don't have a big defense for them to rely on asking these types of questions. Like, I just don't see, from day one, they've been fucking up. Let's just be honest. You know, we had Blank Becker coming out the gate with no federal trial experience, just blubbering and blundering her way through that opening argument. She called him guilty initially, which was actually the damn truth, Freudian slip. And she kept calling the young ladies girls. Even after pretrial hearing, Judge Donnelly told her to stop doing that. So
They also said that Devereaux Cranach came across, very like a strict father at times, being aggressive, but then knowing kind of when to back down, and so he has the experience in a federal trial, but they also said on the other flip side that he needed to be careful because you don't want to come across attacking the victim, but it was so he has that trial experience. At least we can say he knows what he's doing compared to Nicole Tricky, even though he has nothing to go on, but compared to Tricky Nikki, right?
Okay, yeah.
And another thing, you going back to Demetrius, they didn't dispute that he married her, did they?
That he that he bribed the county worker?
No, the bribing, but they did not dispute that he married her, regardless if they bribed or whatever.
Oh, that he actually went through the ceremony. Right.
Yes.
Well, there are people still disputing that, believe it or not. Even though they showed the application, the certificate, the license, he showed his ID to the officials, whoever he had to show it to, and with that fake work ID, they got her also. So people want to say, well, he didn't sign it. It wasn't him. He showed his ID. What'd somebody do? Take his ID from him and, come on now. So I'm in a different, well, let me go back to the other one because there was something in here. They bring up Hankerson. We love to talk about some dang Barry Hankerson. Where is Beautiful Spirit? She's still in here. I ain't heard her in a minute. You hear Beautiful? Well, she's here.
She's doing a sit-up.
Okay. She might be cooking or something or eating or something. But anyway, if she's listening, because Barry Hankerson, she's like the expert on this fool. But let me pull that back up here. Smith testified that, so back to Demetrius, like you said, Smith testified that he and Kelly met Leah through her uncle, Barry Hankerson. And this is for anybody who's still confused about how Leah met Kelly and who, arranged that. It was her uncle, her mother's brother, who doesn't speak. They don't speak to each other today since she passed. And the weird thing is that the mother is the estate, and then Barry Hankerson, his Blackground Records, owns the music. So he's the one who's been responsible for holding it hostage all these years and the one who is behind its recent release. Of course, people are saying that it's all about the money, which obviously, but I don't know. It's just still weird to me. How long has it been? 25 years? It's been a long time. It says after flying to home in Detroit to meet the young teen and her parents, Kelly began writing and producing music with her. The two became close, and we know the history. Demetrius did say he thought they were being too playful and things of that nature. So back to today, it says that this is from the USA Today. She described having to write groveling letters to Kelly, 4 of which were admitted into evidence. These letters would not be acceptable, she said. These were apology letters. A quote from one of the letters says, "As long as I'm apologizing and accepting my chastisement, you should be happy. Everything with me is a problem, and I'm desperate to make it work. This isn't teaching. I don't know what more you want from me." She said Kelly saw chastising as teaching. On Monday, the witness, now 23, said Kelly pressured her for sex as the price of an audition and promised to help her achieve a singing career. She had initially told Kelly she was 18, but she was really 17 at the time. She wept when she testified that she contracted herpes after sex with Kelly. She said he hadn't disclosed that he had a sexually transmitted disease. She said, this man purposely gave me something and he knew he had. She said of Kelly, whose charges include knowingly infecting some of the accusers with a sexually transmitted disease. So it says on cross-examination, the defense attorney, Deborah O'Canick, the witness said she moved in with Kelly in 2015 when she was still a junior in high school, and his alleged abuse began a few months later. There was a time he slapped me with the open palm, and we read this, I think this is from yesterday. After that, she said Kelly sent her home. Did she tell her parents what happened? I did not know, she said. I was looking for the article that actually had all the cities she had been to or states. There was like quite a few. So that falls under the Mann Act charges.
They also said when she had to read the letter or showed her the letter that she had to write, that was an evidence that she kind of got emotional then reading that letter, because I think we talked about it. Those letters were based to show either molestation, stealing, something indecent,
Something
to try
incriminating and embarrassing. Right. Absolutely.
Right.
Well, I'm gonna go on because actually there's a couple other things in here real quick. One time it says and we read some of this, but they have just a different wording. So one time she allegedly had sex with Kelly in a hotel in Orlando. She said police came to the room afterward and asked her age. She told them she was 18. Did she tell the police she had been violated by Kelly? Canick asked. No, she said. She was asked if she subsequently flew back to meet him in California. I did, yes, she said. How soon? Most likely the next weekend, she said. Now, I thought she said she gave them her ID, the police, when they showed up. Is that?
Yeah, she did.
Okay, because it doesn't say that. Says the defense introduced a letter she wrote to Kelly after they separated, explaining that she could no longer be closely associated with him. And it says in quotes, I will have to support you privately, but not publicly, the letter said. And I will always love and support you, Bear. Just know I'm always here. I have no bad feelings, Bear. In another letter introduced as evidence, she recalled happy times she had with Kelly. Quote, I used to happily wait on Kelly at home after he finished meetings. She wrote she remembered when we carved our initials into the table, but she couldn't remember when she wrote the letter, if it was before Surviving R. Kelly aired in January 2019 or after. The witness said she couldn't remember when asked other questions or her answers contradicted what she told prosecutors in pretrial interviews. She said she asked her to watch said Kelly asked her to watch the only him when she went to the gym to watch him play basketball. How did she do that? The witness says she did not know. Quote, I go by the shoes, she said, but couldn't identify the brand or the color of Kelly's shoes. Any night could be different kind of shoes. He has over 1,000, she said.
Of course he does. Can you drop the link, please, for Boom Boom?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'm sorry, the Boom Boom. I like that name.
All right. Says did Kelly masturbate while she sang? She couldn't recall, but Canick produced the witness's interview with prosecutors in which she said that. She said Kelly made her call him daddy almost immediately, but she acknowledged under questioning that she also called him Papa Bear and he would call her Mama Bear. I mean, okay, to me, that's irrelevant, to be honest, but I mean, okay. The witness said a number of women lived with her and Kelly in his homes in Atlanta, Chicago over the years, and they would eat together, go to movies together, and go to the park together. So I guess that's the defense attorney's little thing about being a family. They've been saying this from the beginning. I think Nicole Becker said that in the opening arguments. Says she said one time Kelly rented a house in California for Christmas and took videos of the holiday celebrations. Did she remember Kelly giving his female friends $10,000 each as presents? Yes, she said. The witness said she met Kelly at one of his concerts, and we already know that. Let's see what happened.
Okay.
That's all I got.
Okay, more. My father-in-law gave me $1,000 for Christmas, but I didn't get my ass whipped.
Okay, you didn't have to be abused and have feces smeared all over your face, have a feces mask, right?
Nope.
In order to get it. Yeah, she just wanted to sing. That's all she wanted. That's really all she wanted, honestly. I know people are, giving the parents a hard time. And after the testimony of yesterday with her saying her mother was texting him on her behalf, saying she, pretending to be her. And I'm sure people are not understanding that whole part of it. That does not excuse the abuse.
Well, I understand it because she probably was trying to find out what type of person was texting her daughter.
Absolutely. Well, yeah. Boom, boom.
Hey,
don't be coming up here with your audio now. Oh, brother.
How's everybody doing?
Doing good.
Yeah,
Doing good, boom, boom.
Did y'all hear the way
You're
breaking up.
You're breaking up. Yeah. I don't know why. Every time you come in here, you're just breaking up.
No. That's what I just said. I said every time.
You want me to call you on the phone? I could just have you on the phone.
Do that.
Okay, I'm gonna call you. Okay. You can stay up there if you want to just hit mute. Okay, I guess not. Okay. Let me mute myself real quick.
Beautiful spirit, where you at, girl?
I'm right here.
Huh?
I'm right here. Can you hear me?
Okay. I told you sound real low. I told them you went to go do a sit-up.
I can have a sit-up. Oh my goodness. If this phone fall out of my hand one more time, I'm gonna scream.
I actually enjoy being in the chat.
All right, boom boom.
I seen you, Miss Jelly. You was on it.
Oh wait, hold on. Let me put you on speaker. Okay, go ahead.
I said, did you all see the way that they behaved at that courthouse
today? No, I missed it. What happened?
Oh my goodness, you didn't. I was watching the Boasties channel. And they said, girl, they was filing. Allegedly, Trevor was filing Yellow Michelle. They were at the courthouse saying the Enterprise can't come in. They won't be coming in today. Like they said, the security even told them that y'all supposed to be here for cows, for R. Kelly, and y'all coming down here with this type of behavior. Like they are really displaying the type of behavior that R. Kelly displayed to his victims.
Right.
And for me, I'm glad they did that because, like I say, he's doomed. He's reaping what he sowed. And he's probably sitting there saying, I don't even know these people, and they making it bad for me. But see, some of them have a lot of hidden agendas. Everybody trying to win.
Right.
They accuse these girls of these book deals. They didn't come out with nothing but scars. So if they did write a book, so what?
Right.
And I bet you these supporters going to have books coming out, probably low budget films and whatever.
Yep.
It's like they all have an agenda. They have an agenda. Everybody's trying to win. How can y'all all be for the same person and y'all all trying to kill each other, set each other up, and do what? This is the stuff that went on in the Enterprise.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I'm glad. I said kudos. The more they do, the more, Tommy's going to get out.
They doing the most. And it's only day 5. So yeah, we had what I call court gate on Friday. We were going to get into straightening some stuff out about that because we had all the receipts, somebody calling into the live, describing the jurors and whatnot.
You and Brian and Jane got the best 2 channels running right now.
Oh. Uh-oh. Oh, okay. Yeah, she's good, but she ain't got all the inside stuff, you know what I'm saying, like we do. But yeah, she's good. She's good. I seen you. Did you get my message? I told you, I shouted you out and told you she was looking for you. I was wondering what she was looking for you. I'm nosy. What the hell was she looking for you for?
We really never even got a chance. I know she's from Baltimore.
Oh. Okay.
I think because a lot of her background was sceneries from Baltimore. So if she's from Baltimore, I would love to meet up with her. You know, and I hope that we get that chance. But she said that she knew I was from Baltimore from my accent.
Yeah, she was shouting you out too. I heard that.
Yeah, she shouted me out.
She got a big platform. So if you get up there,
she had like 700 people.
Yeah, exactly. So you make sure you shout, "Oh, God is done" out when you get up on that, child. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna shout you out. Last night I couldn't sleep, so I got up, and when I seen that she was on, I was like, "Oh wow, let me watch this." But you know what, girls, you're doing excellent job of debunking the lies and
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
You know, and you ain't got no cut cards, and you straightforward, and it's, no lies.
Right.
And they're gonna come for you. The daggers gonna come. They're gonna put them there. They come for me all day.
Yeah.
You're a lot more professional than I am. I give two fucks.
You are funny. I don't give a goddamn. They can do whatever.
Hey, Miss Denise. Hey, Miss Denise. I don't know what happened. I got kicked out. And then next thing I know, y'all, I don't know what the heck. It took me somewhere else, but I'm back.
Uh-huh.
But honey, let them keep on, because the more they do that, and then yesterday, let me tell you something. God is done.
Yes.
When R. Kelly took that mask off, do you know all those jurors? He showed how he intimidates
Yes.
those girls.
Absolutely.
Girl, they ate that up. If you're on a jury and these minors, when they're telling you how he intimidated, and you go to take your mask off, something you weren't supposed to do, first of all,
right.
Because we're still in COVID.
Right.
But they know he did it to intimidate her.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
God is in the chat. They're saying they can't hear her in the chat.
They can't. Oh, they can't hear. Okay, hold on.
Oh, we called Miss Denise. We said the same thing. I said he's still taunting her, and I said hoping to put fear in her because when you traumatized, I ain't gonna lie, I got a lot of strength in me now. But if I ever see the guy that tried to kill me in front of my kids, my nerves would be rattled. They would be rattled. Yes, because he can't help himself, Miss Denise. He can't help himself.
You made the biggest mistake you could have made when you looked at that girl and took that mask off. And
yep.
You were going to continue to intimidate her in front of a court of law.
Yes, right.
And I'm glad. I'm glad he did it. See what?
Absolutely.
He's going to bring what he saw. And I don't care what they say. He's never giving out.
That's right.
Yes. Yes.
Mm-mm. No.
Can you bring the phone up a little bit?
It's up to the mic. They saying they can't hear you. Wait, hold on, boo boo. So y'all can't hear at all, or what's happening?
I can hear maybe the people in the
We
chat.
can't because it sounds far away.
Yeah, it sounds low.
Really?
All right, boom, boom.
Okay, well. Look, it's all good. Listen, it's all good. You enjoy yourself and you deserve to do so. I know you work hard, but I'm gonna get off this phone because I can't hold the phone and do all the little things. I appreciate you, and I will. I want to talk to you though offline. I'll hit you up. Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you, love. Bye. Yeah.
Got it.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. You know, I'm sorry.
In the building.
I thought about something too.
Yes.
They tried to bring up today about Miss Alice Zell's mother that a job was offered for to be a driver or an assistant, and again, like the defense was trying to portray like they were trying to do this to get into the money, but I looked at it that it again is part of that because he never said no, but kind of left it hanging to again part of that grooming process. So I just wanted to mention that.
Okay, I want to get on to the court gate.
Yeah, sure. That's perfect timing.
Yeah. So who? That's you, Love Warrior.
Okay. I just want to say on my reportings that I had the names twisted up on who as aka Dry Fox was live streaming was with Just Jazz, and Sonia was the one that got into the verbal altercation with the marshals. But I did state that correctly, that's who that was. But Sonia was not live streaming with Dry Fox. It was Just Jazz. They were together. So right. I had the names mixed up. And because of that, it caused a whole humbug. I also want to say that Dry Fox was out there filming people yesterday. She was filming people out there, causing more. There was more confusion. Like they said,
she was filming people outside the courthouse.
Yes.
What do you mean filming people? Like who?
She was videoing people. They video people outside the front of the courthouse.
Her people or people she didn't know?
I don't know.
Okay, because it'd be different if she's got her own people that they're filming and they're trying to maybe they're doing
yeah, I don't. You know what? I don't think it was portrayed that way. It was like she was just trying to record who all was there.
She was stalking.
Yes, exactly. And
she's known
because they're in into like a little war with the Enterprise. That she had people like Boomer was saying harassing to the point that they had to call the police or that. Well, they already have security, and the marshals are the ones that secure the courtroom. Had to be called out because accusations, verbal altercations, and stuff was going outside the courtroom about who can go in and who can't go in. And then Dry Fox actually did her job like she normally does, went and got one of his supporters personal pictures and was posting it up like, how she doxes people. So right. There was a whole bunch of mess going on again today.
What?
Yeah.
This is day 5 of this trial. Look, we're supposed to be doing 4 to 6 weeks here. Are you kidding me right now?
They're going to wind up killing each other outside that courtroom.
Yesterday.
They're going to kill each other outside the courtroom.
Yeah. I'm telling you, indictments for everybody.
You know, I wish the marshals would not even have them on the sidewalk. I wish they would get locked up. They are a nuisance. They getting on my nerves. Man, I ain't even there. I hope
They just,
Brooklyn citizens stand their ground and get them and have their asses handed to them. Old, young, middle age, and all. Get their asses. Clean the streets, Brooklyn. City workers, clean the streets.
they're
I just
showing
want to
their
say
obsessed.
that's just a pattern of the behavior of the enterprise. They're carrying it out. Like, who goes to the court, the federal court building, sneaks a phone in, and calls into a live stream to describe the jurors who are supposed to be anonymous? We are
But
in the trial of the century here. Okay, this is not just some little pickpocketing case. This is a huge deal, and
but that's what.
for you to do that, you're just showing your ass and showing basically what your king is all about. And I don't understand
But
why
you
they
know,
don't see that.
that's why I said they had to been hired by somebody that gave them some reassurance to give them the balls, no matter what happened. Right now, we need y'all to do this. You get in there. Don't pay attention to. Don't get scared because you're at the federal courtroom. We got you. Somebody to promise them. As of right now, you're not gonna get locked up, and this is what you got paid to do. And we need y'all to get in the active monkey's ass. But I don't care what the people say. I don't care what law officials address you. We need you to do this because I can't see nobody they right frame of mind carrying this on for over 2 years every day. They done had enough balls like somebody reassured them they was not gonna get locked up. They're not gonna catch any charges. And this is why they keep doing what they doing. Somebody done hire them. And it might be Tricky Nikki and them. For all I'm gonna put it on her until she prove me otherwise. Because they too friendly with their client, they're too friendly with his entourage, and they too friendly with his super fans. That don't look right. It don't.
You're right. You're right.
You giving
Well,
hugs
we
to
already know.
strangers.
We already know Tricky Nikki taking in, having a super fan perpetrating as an attorney, paralegal, walking in the courtroom. So we already know how they roll. But speak on it, beautiful spirit.
But you
It's a
know what?
shame.
I don't know that Janet lady or whoever was that called in Dubosky Live, but I believe her and I'm with her on that. She said they locked that place down and took everybody's cell phone with your contacts, your text messages, your social media before they gave it back. And I hope all their phones is wired and tapped while they doing all this BS.
Okay.
Like that woman said, she said they started texting and calling people all throughout the night after they locked that place down. Even her hit her phone up. And she said they been watching because she said one of the marshals made a comment about she could recall that happened on one of the lives. She said, how would they know if they wasn't watching?
Wow.
I think they're in
And
shock
she
because
said,
everything is
I'm gonna
coming out
follow
now.
the rules. She said, I'm just the most I'm gonna do is yell free R. Kelly, but I'm not doing no more than that. She said, I'm not that crazy.
I think they're in denial because so much has come out. All you
Yeah.
say is free him. That's it. Just free him. That's it. You don't care about any of that. None of the stuff he does is okay. Oh, he wanted to be with a movie star. Everybody does not act like that being a movie
They don't
star.
care. They don't care
Nope.
that this woman right here is we haven't seen her, haven't heard.
I know. We still
Has
praying
this
for her.
thing she had this happen to her after that fight.
Look
This
at
mud,
her.
and that's just,
Beautiful.
to me, everything is right there in her eyes. There's nothing
Yeah.
there.
It's lost, dark, just goneness. Just goneness.
I get
Loneliness.
all the questions all the time about Joycelyn. How's Joycelyn? I wonder how's Joycelyn. But anyway, I did a reading, y'all, in the membership channel. 99 cents a month, the whole 99 cents a month for access to that. And the readings, basically what came out, I'm just gonna tell you, it just came out that he's making her feel guilty because he blames her parents for getting all this thing, kicking the ball off here for the game.
Like who do you think he is? That's
And
what they
she
supposed
blames
to do.
herself also.
You got
So
their child. He lucky that her parents and Mr. Clary didn't blow his head off with a pistol grip sawed off and hog tied his ass.
I'm
So
gonna say
they've
that
been
this
with him for so long. So like I said, when he got locked up, he couldn't do damage control no more. That's why he did everything he possibly could to get out. diabetes, COVID, ass whip, everything he could to get out because he wanted to stop. Remember, they didn't emerge or until he went to jail. That's when we start seeing everything. However,
Yeah.
you've already got one that told every little thing and probably gonna continue to tell. So basically, you don't need Joy no more. You don't need her no more because you already got one that told everything. So that's why he tried to hold. You had them there the longest, and that's why everything came out. I'm done.
Prayers up
Yeah, they
for
seem to forget. They seem
let's
to forget that tomorrow the prosecution will rehabilitate, you know, clear up any testimony that the defense tried to, you know,
they get, yeah, it's called a
present.
redirect. So they get to get a redirect after the cross examination. and
Right.
and so we got more testimony, a lot more to go because she has said a lot.
Yeah, they said she get back on the stand tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
So let's see what y'all talking about. Yeah, Joycelyn. So I think this says it all to me of the type of influence this man has had on the women, girls, women, boys in his life. I'm curious about this John Doe and how this has affected him. But
Mm-hmm.
Joycelyn, who was thriving in life, young girl in college, with who had aspirations of singing. We can't forget that. And here he comes with his infected dick and
Mm-hmm.
infects her, probably tears her down, tore her down to build her back, or he probably just tore her down. I won't say to build her back, but tore her down to enslave her, a sex slave of in the cult that the enterprise. I mean, not the enterprise. I don't want to say she's the enterprise, but she is, that under his control. He's a Svengali. That's what it is.
And then y'all remember when Demetrius he talked about when they was on the plane and how R. Kelly confessed this and that. I thought the nigga didn't like to fly. I thought he always had all this anxiety about flying. That's why I said he lied. That man wasn't scared to fly. Wasn't scared to fly at all.
Jocelyn is supposed to be testifying for the defense, and even though she's testifying for the defense, she is a victim and she
No.
is under his control. And we're going to send much love and light and
Yeah, we
protection
need to give her some love too. She needs some.
because
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because
Yeah.
let's give her some
she's going
warrior
to
love.
need it. She's not as strong as
Exactly.
Zell, and so
Exactly. She needs
she's
some
it's going to
love.
be very difficult for her. Yeah.
You
What if
remember
that's
that
the
Patreon? Remember that Patreon interview she did? She was cracking all over the place.
You mean TMZ?
Yeah, no, I don't know
she had to
who
hold
she
that phone
interviewed
in front
with,
of her?
but
Yeah.
remember when they tried to say that somebody hacked the Patreon account and they tried to blame Joycelyn for saying all this stuff, wouldn't let them wash up and all this and that, and she had to come out and rebut it. And
I
Yeah.
remember.
she
I remember
sounded
that.
horrible. She was
She looked
cracking all over
scared
the
too.
place.
Yeah, she looked
Yes.
terrified. Poor thing.
Yeah, we're gonna put the yellow hearts for Joy,
Yeah,
purple
let's give her
hearts for
some hearts,
Zell,
y'all. Yeah, let's give
and
Joy some love. Joy be watching these things, child.
yeah. You know what? What if that's just a misleading thing that they want people to think that she gonna testify for the defense, but it's really the prosecutors got her back.
Oh, that would be awesome.
I
Huh.
think that would be absolutely
But I don't
great.
want to be in a fantasy land,
And
at the
run
same
back to
time.
Yeah,
her mom and dad.
I pray that she do get back with her mother and father and her sister and her. Do she have a brother? I believe she has a brother, and she both of her sisters. And I hope that baby be okay. She get back healthy, her mind, her inner strength, everything. Just get it all back and start her healing process and her new journey in life, because she can still do great things.
It's a shame that we know his pattern of trying to always hide away these young women now, but they well, you know, young women and teenagers in some respect, and that is so true because she has no social media presence in a day and age where everybody has at least something to look. You never see her going to the store. You never nothing.
I pray
And
to
that
God
she
that
can't contact her parents. It's just. we're just gonna send lots of love and just hope that Jocelyn, go home, baby, and start your life because he's not getting out.
I pray the handler that has her get stomped out and go to prison.
That's
All
why I
right.
said a handler, somebody to watch over somebody. What you watching over her for? What's going on right now?
Right. We need to know. We wouldn't even know if that baby was alive because who will report it?
Do
Nobody.
y'all remember? Do y'all remember when he first went into the MCC and Zell was still with him, and every day because the train. I'm not familiar with Chicago. I've never been there.
The red line, they
But
call it.
supposedly the train is there's a train thing that's close by the MCC that Zell and Jocelyn would have to go down there and wave at the windows
Every
at
day,
him
rain, snow,
every
sleet. Yeah.
At
day.
4 o'clock. At 4 o'clock on the red line at the 17th level a window.
And they had the handlers with them. Yes, ma'am.
Yep. And then he would blink the light. The law, see, that's why I said they should arrest that CEO in there too for allowing him to get out of his cell to go flip that light on and all, to let them know that he was there. Letting him do too much.
I think we got a new hashtag, y'all. Free Joycelyn, child.
Yes.
Yes.
Free Joycelyn. Fuck R. Kelly. Free Joycelyn.
Yes. Fuck R. Kelly.
Fuck R. Kelly. Free Joycelyn. Damn it. We got a long way to go.
Our smelly, our pissy, our you gonna forever be going away. Bye, R. Kelly.
Yeah, we got a long way to go, y'all. But look, I want to end this because I'm losing my energy, child. We got a long way to go, and I got to save up my energy so I can come here day after day.
Okay, wait.
What you got?
We brought the pictures. We got Joyce Keisha Cole.
Oh, yeah. Some of these things I'm going to save. We got plenty of time.
Okay. Okay, that was it.
Thank you, though. I appreciate you staying on task, child.
Bells for
She got that. All right. Yeah. Anybody else got any final words before we head up out of here?
Thank you, Goddess. I appreciate this daily recap for this long journey. It's important.
I appreciate y'all coming in and being here.
Tiring, but it's with everybody having work and so many things in daily life. It takes a lot to put it all together. I appreciate you. I appreciate warriors. I appreciate y'all.
Yes.
Chat. Appreciate y'all. And Goddess, play my jam on the way out, baby.
Oh, the warrior thing.
Play my jam, baby.
I think everybody that's here, because I feel like the survivors, they're deserving of it. Somebody got to hang in there with them because they've been failed long enough by too many people.
That's
really
right. We got to send them that strong warrior energy. You know what I'm saying? Those bells.
I think it's working. Because we done had Zell and Jay, all of us get up there and do their damn thing. I believe, but they need it all the way through to they here. You've been sitting.
Y'all put up them hearts, put up them bells.
Yes.
Let's go. They need this energy. We got.
And Miss Della, what you got to say?
We got this, y'all.
Thank you, everybody.
Yeah. Thank you, BJ.
We the dopest, baby. We winning this thing. Shout out to the prosecution, the judge, and keeping them motherfuckers in check. That's right. Shout out to whoever sent that video, the judge, and
yes. Thank you.
Shout out to Powerhouse who sent us them screenshots.
Yes.
Yeah.
We love y'all.
Yes, shout out to us.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey. Even my cat, shake your bum bum, baby. Shake your bum bum.
What's that warrior energy, baby? We are here. The trial of the century, bitches.
Roll that shit on. Roll it on, baby.
Fuck you, R. Kelly.
Yes.
Winning.
Double.
Fuck.
A double fuck.
You are out of here.
We winning, baby. We winning.
That's right. Warrior gang, baby. Shout out to Angelo, Clary.
Yes. Angelo. Yes.
Hey. What my position is? Hey.
Shout out to King Nephew. Hey.
That's right. Let's keep that energy going for these witnesses, these victim witnesses, these attorneys putting in after day out.
Who is this you think Nephew could dedicate a verse to the warriors, to the survivors?
Shout out Angelo.
Did that thing.
Yes, Mr. Angelo Clary. We made it. I'm gonna be dancing in the street when we get a guilty of all counts. I'm gonna be dancing in the street.
We got this, y'all. Yeah. Don't believe them supporters that lying.
Yep.